So the Chargers have the lead, but last year they lost 4 games when they had a fourth quarter lead, including the game against Pittsburgh, and a 5th game last week against Baltimore. So they've had a tough time sealing the deal. Here's Parker. And Parker gets taken down for a loss of a couple by Sean Merriman. Well, the Padres season is over. The Cardinals beat San Diego in a game that was going simultaneously with this one. So it's the Cards against the Mets in the National League Championship Series. Those of you joining us from baseball, Ben Roethlisberger tonight, not a bad performance, but Phillip Rivers has really come on in the second and third quarters. Tomlinson has been held in check for the most part. San Diego's D has been really good. And Pittsburgh watched a 10-0 lead evaporate, with San Diego now leading 20-13. It's 2nd and 13 as Parker makes the catch out in the flat, and he gets taken down. They flag down by Quentin Jammer.
Yeah, I think that Pittsburgh somewhere now, they don't have great field position, but I think they have to put the game in the hands of Ben Roethlisberger. And we're talking about, you know, how you can't manage a game. You have to go play it. You have to be an NFL pro quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger now has to be a pro quarterback. From now on, I mean, they have to be able to. They've proven they can't run it.
Holding. Offense number 78. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
Match starts.
Now, they haven't been able to handle Jamal Williams in there, so they can't run the ball. And I think until, you know, I mean, now it's 3rd and long. Obviously, they're going to pass it. But I think instead of trying to run on 1st down and end up 2nd and 10, I think they have to start throwing on 1st down after they get a 1st down.
Parker has been held in check, except for 1 or 2 decent runs tonight. They're averaging a little over 3 yards per carry. 3rd down and 12. The ball is at the 17-yard line. And it's going to be a false start against Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger saying, no, no, no. He false started after the left defensive end came across. Vinovich says, I got it.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 95. Unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And Ben's right. That's Sean Phillips who came across. And you had the original false start, but the false start was because here came Phillips.
Yeah, Sean Phillips is a quick guy. I mean, he gets off on the ball quickly. That time he got off way before the ball was snapped. Jeff Hardings was still in the stands looking through his legs when Sean Phillips was running in the backfield.
3rd down and 7 out of the 22. Here they come. The pressure is on Ben. He gets out of the pocket. He throws. Flag is down. Catch is made for a momentary 1st down by Cedric Wilson, pending the call.
Yeah, that's what they have to do now. Ben Roethlisberger has to make plays, and they don't have to wait to 3rd down to do it.
Holding. Defense number 23. Penalties decline. Result of the play. 1st down.
Jammer held Ward.
You look at Quentin Jammer here. He's number 23.
Wilson.
Again, you know, he hits Jammer hits there for about, you know, the first 5 yards, which is okay, but then he keeps hitting him after the 5 yards, plus he holds him. That's why Quentin Jammer didn't do any complaining about that one.
From the 31-yard line on 1st down. They try Parker on the ground and cut it back. Good run. 1st down. Picks up 11 off an Alan Faneca block. One of the reasons Faneca seems to make an annual trip to Honolulu. Ball up at the 43. Under 7 to play now.
Watch Willie Parker. You know, we see Tomlinson, how he cuts, but watch Willie Parker. He just kind of whines. He just starts there, and then instead of cutting back, he winds it back. He starts one way and winds, and he's excellent at that. I still think they ought to throw on 1st down, though. Like right here.
From the 42, some Ward in motion to the right. They swing it out to Ward. And Ward is going to be taken out of bounds by Jammer after a very short gain up to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, because the running, you know, we've talked about it all night, how tough the running is inside, and you can get some cutbacks, some counter type of stuff, but I think Ben Roethlisberger, as I said, has to be a big part of this drive if the Steelers are going to win the game.
Second down and 6 at the 46. Roethlisberger pressured, hit as he throws. He's going to be intercepted at the 42-yard line. Picked off by Marlon McCree. And that time it was Sean Phillips who had been enveloped on the previous play by Faneca on the block that sprung Parker, who got in to put the pressure on Roethlisberger. Here comes Phillips. There goes the ball, and San Diego has it back with a 7-point lead.
Hey, we have fun here, man.
There's quite a few personalities out there.
Smile.
You never know who you're gonna run into.
Oh my God.
People I enjoy playing with.
Yum, yum. Yum, yum.
The most fun.
Are you a bomber?
I like these handrails. They're very cushiony.
Mike Matusow is a lot of fun to play with, especially once you get his sense of humor.
I got big. You got little.
Some players have a certain personality. They can laugh.
There's people who want to be friendly, and there's people who are angling.
From now on, you get the silent treatment.
And I like the table to feel like there's a party atmosphere. Because I think people make worse decisions.
The least fun person to play with is probably Phil Hellmuth.
Think there's something wrong with him?
Yes, baby, a pot.
I mean, he's a mental case.
No professional would raise me there.
I don't get to play with Phil Hellmuth much anymore because he's hardly ever at the final table.
Oh!
The hard-hitting action of American football explodes onto the scene with ESPN's Monday Night Football. Tomorrow, the ferocious Baltimore Ravens charge into Denver to take on the mighty Broncos. The NFL on ESPN. They may be called friendlies, but the moment the ball is kicked at anger, everything changes. Five-time world champions Brazil take on Ecuador. Live Tuesday on ESPN. The road to the World Series is full of obstacles, but no one said it would be easy. Now, two teams face each other for a ticket to the Fall Classic, the American League Championship Series, Tuesday night, live on ESPN.
Home theater needs for a chance to win a 65-inch high-definition television. Please visit
Big play by the Charger defense. Pittsburgh trying to roll down the field, trying to tie the game in midfield. Pressure put on by Phillips. Interception. We'll go back and look at it in a second. Philip Rivers and company now with under 6 minutes to go. Can they have a clock-eating drive here? Or are they going to start by throwing the football? And Phillips will just take it back pretty close to the line of scrimmage. Back we go to the last play.
Yeah, the Chargers don't blitz a lot, but they do stunt. And here's what a stunt is. The end will come out here. They'll draw the block here, and then Phillips will come around and up through the guard. See, he starts up the field, and then he comes around. Donnie Edwards takes Faneca, and then Sean Phillips comes free up the middle. It's a well-coached thing, you know, where you draw the block, and then you get the end going up the field, and you bring the outside guy underneath.
Roethlisberger, 2 picks tonight. You saw that no touchdown passes since in the regular season since the end of last year. And Ben has now thrown 9 interceptions since his last touchdown pass. And you can't keep this crowd thrilled all night long. They boo the fact that they ran Turner on a 2nd and long, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, I thought they were going to like the fact that they threw on 1st down, though.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just thinking, you know, Marty's not going to play Marty ball. He's not going to sit on this thing. He's going to show the people that say that, although I don't believe that. I mean, I'm just kidding about that. You know, come out and throw on 1st down. Marty is going to do what he's going to do, and he doesn't care what people say.
Exactly. 3rd down and 9 from the 43-yard line. Rivers, he's going to run, and he's going to pick up the 1st down. Big play to the 41 of Pittsburgh.
Right there is one of the things that an NFL quarterback has to do in a game. You know, we talk about making 3rd down plays. We talk about playing well at the end of the half. We talk about playing well at the end of the game. He has to, by running, pick up a couple of 1st downs on 3rd down. Heck of a play by Philip Rivers.
15 yards on a 3rd and 9.
And you talk about something that takes the wind out of a defense, that is it.
At the the 42-yard line. So they were going to pass, but it turned into quite Marty ball, but the run got him the first down. And a timeout is taken here by San Diego. 3:46 to play in regulation. Chargers by 7 over the Super Bowl champions.
Oh, the crystal ball.
Oh, very well done, sir.
Messi has found the goal.
And then at the 2nd and 11. And Grossman's going to go deep. And that pass is perfectly thrown to Berrien for the touchdown.
That was a perfect throw. I mean, that was a thing of beauty.
Anyway, that's the control room. A lot of chaos there, but it all looks good when it comes out on the show, actually, thanks to those people. Then over here in the digital center is our highlight screening area. So that's where we get all the games that are played that night, down in a 90-second or 2-minute clips or whatever you're going to see on SportsCenter every night. This hallway, it runs between, both rooms. If you want to get from the control room to the screening, then this is the hallway you'd take. Questions or anything? I can answer whatever you want about the place. Nothing?
The hard-hitting action of American football explodes onto the scene with ESPN's Monday Night Football. Tomorrow, the ferocious Baltimore Ravens charge into Denver to take on the mighty Broncos. The NFL on ESPN.
1 week from tonight, the Week 6 edition of Sunday Night Football on ESPN. The renewal of a storied rivalry that began back in the days of the AFL. The Raiders and Broncos from Denver. Don't miss it.
Go 1st and 10 at the 42. And Pittsburgh has to start thinking about timeouts here because San Diego is going to try to use the clock. Michael Turner to the 43-yard line, and the Steelers will take a timeout. So they're going to take on this side of the 2-minute warning. They have 2 remaining. 2nd and 11 when we come back. Chargers by 7 over Pittsburgh.
One of the West Indies' longest-serving fast bowlers, Courtney Walsh retired from international cricket, having reached a number of significant landmarks. He retired in 2001 as the West Indies' leading Test wicket taker, becoming the first ever to reach 500 wickets.
Boys, bowling! Clean bowl! Incredible. 519 wickets he finishes up with, passing Capel's 434 earlier, and just going on and on and on.
Notorious with the bat for all the wrong reasons, Walsh has made the most ducks of any Test player, a figure that only increased his popularity among cricket fans around the world. On his retirement in 2001, he held the all-time Test wicket record at 519 dismissals and is rightly regarded as a legend of the game. Don't miss the series, The Legends of Cricket, on ESPN.
This week, the PGA Tour stops in Greensboro, North Carolina, where Davis Love highlights a field of players who are shooting for another title during the last stretch of the season. $5 million is on the table for the top finishers. So take out your favorite club and turn on the Chrysler Classic of Greensboro. Final round Monday on ESPN. The road to the World Series is full of obstacles, but no one said it would be easy. Now, 2 teams face each other for a ticket to the Fall Classic, the American League Championship Series, Tuesday night, live on ESPN.
Don't give me that job now.
Who'll be on the top of the rock? Dirty Rock. A rock star of the game coming up still to be determined. Mr. Rivers has done pretty yeoman work along the way here to this point. 2nd and 12.
Is he your guy?
At the moment.
Yeah, I got a guy though too.
Oh, everything's temporary here. Rivers, he's going to throw, and that's going to be caught a little short of the first down. That's Antonio Gates at the 33-yard line, and this puts Pittsburgh in such a difficult spot. What they wanted to do is take their timeouts and stop them on a 3-and-out and force them to punt. Now they have to take a timeout But the key thing here is to stop him on a 3rd and short.
Yeah, that's right. Once you start taking your timeouts, you can't let them get a first down, because if they get a first down, then that throws everything out.
Yeah, that ruins the strategy. Destroys it.
See Antonio Gates coming right here and running that short corner pattern, and Philip Rivers putting the ball right where he had to. You know, sometimes I get the feeling that Rivers is doing a good job of, like I said earlier on that touchdown play to Gates, not only throwing it to his guy, but sometimes more importantly throwing it away from defenders and letting his guy make the play. I think maybe that's the way you throw to Gates. You know, that basketball thing, let him use his body and just don't let the defender get there.
This is a very big play. Number one, if San Diego gets the first down, they've already forced Pittsburgh to waste 2 timeouts. They can stop it once more plus the 2-minute warning. Also, they want to get a little closer to field goal range before you send Kading in, which would make it a 2-possession game. So a very big play here. And they give it to Turner, and he's going to get it. So they keep it buttoned up, but this time he gets the 2 yards when he needed 1 on 3rd and 1.
Boy, that was a heck of a cut there by Michael Turner, because the Steelers were waiting for that inside run, and they blitzed hard right up the middle. And Turner started up the middle and then went off to the left. Watch him pound this middle. You see the blitz up there, and he starts in there, feels it, finds a crease over in the left side, and picks up the first down. That was a heck of a run.
They're right behind the rookie McNeil and Chris Dielman, the left guard.
I like that rookie McNeil. I mean, he's going to be a tackle in this league for a long time, and a good one.
Turner busts it for a first down inside the 20, inside the 10, out of bounds at the 7-yard line with 2.5 minutes to go.
Now they have to feel they got him where they want him, don't they? You know, it all started with Philip Rivers and his throwing and running for a first down, making plays. Then once you show that you can throw the ball, you can run the ball as a quarterback, that opens up everything for your runners. In the first half, they hadn't proven it yet. In the second half, they did prove it.
There are the numbers. You can see Turner with that 5.9 average came in averaging 7 yards a carry. And he carries enough that it's not a complete aberration. I mean, he can bust them.
And the big one, as you said, was that 3rd down run, getting the first down. The other big run, and of course it's not a runner, again, was Philip Rivers on that 3rd and long, running for that first down.
And now 2nd and goal, and they've got Pittsburgh pinned into an untenable situation here in terms of timeouts, because San Diego can take it right down to the 2-minute warning. And Pittsburgh's going to have to take a timeout at some point. And that will be their final one. But already San Diego in great shape for a chip shot field goal, which would make it a 10-point lead. 2-minute warning. San Diego at one point down 10-zip. Now up 20-13 over the Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers.
What's up, John? Oh, sorry, Stan. I told Stuart I'd save that for him.
Excuse me, is anyone sitting here?
I'm sorry, I'm actually, no. Go ahead.
Thank you.
The PGA Tour rolls into Las Vegas this week, where a field of golfers, including big money winner Jim Furyk, teared up for a chance at a $4 million jackpot. The pressure is on, with only 4 major tournaments left to capture one last title before the end of the year. Pull out your favorite putter and enjoy the Fries.com Open. First round Thursday on ESPN.
losing affects a lot of things, including your hearing.
This drive started with 5:58 on the clock. Cowher compelled to use 2 timeouts. He has only 1 left. San Diego, 2nd and goal. And in this position, Cowher will take the timeout after the next play. And then if San Diego doesn't get in, at least they have the opportunity to kick the field goal. And Pittsburgh would need to score twice without a timeout.
Well, we know that, we talked about this earlier, how running gets easier in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
2nd and goal. They give it to Turner. Now it'll be 3rd and goal. You know, John, you look around this stadium. They played 3 Super Bowls here. It's been the Chargers' home since 1967. Only the Green Bay Packers have played in their stadium, Lambeau Field, longer than the Chargers have played here. Now, Oakland started in '66 at the Coliseum, but went to L.A. And I think back, Baron Hilton owned this team when they were the Los Angeles Chargers, and then they moved him here after 1 year there. And he was part of that original group of 8 that included Lamar Hunt, Ralph Wilson, and Bud Adams. And a sign that the apocalypse is upon us is that nobody remembers Baron Hilton as one of those 8. But a lot of people know Baron Hilton as Paris Hilton's grandfather. What does that say about society?
I don't know, but I mean, I remember, San Diego and Sid Gilman when it was Baron Hilton. And you look at these throwback jerseys and you remember the Lance Allworths and the John Hadles and the Earl Faisons and Paul Lowe and that whole group. I mean, I was there then, and I remember that. And I remember this as a brand new stadium.
Sure.
And when I was at San Diego State, they were building this, and I still think it's a heck of a football field. This field could be the best field in the NFL.
One of the few stadiums in the country that's hosted both the Super Bowl and the World Series. Now, Tomlinson cannot pick up the first down, but in will come Kading to try to make it a 10-point game. And, of course, another guy going back to those early Charger years, their original quarterback, Jack Kemp.
Jack Kemp, and then another guy going back to the original stadium, Jack Murphy.
Yeah, and that stadium was named, this stadium was named after Jack Murphy for a number of years, and then, of course, Commerce took over, so they started naming it after companies.
Yeah, and I didn't like that. I mean, Jack Murphy was a great man. He was a good friend of mine, and a good guy, and a real gentleman. You know what always bothered me when they called it Jack Murphy Stadium and people started calling it the Murph?
The Murph, yeah. Well, everybody.
If you knew Jack Murphy, Jack Murphy was never, believe me, he was never the Murph.
No. But everybody's going to be hip and trendy these days. Meanwhile, Philip Rivers is the hip and trendy guy in San Diego tonight.
He had a coming out night tonight. He really did. I mean, he had taken that thing, should he be the starter, and they kept the wraps on him, and it looks like they did keep the wraps on him, but tonight they didn't. And Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator, had a plan. Philip Rivers was a big part of that plan, and throwing the football was a big part of it, and Philip Rivers did a great job with it.
Only one thing will help Pittsburgh right now, and that would be a blocked field goal. Or a bad snap. 22-yard attempt for Kading to try to make it a 23-13 game. And he does. And so Pittsburgh will have 65 seconds to score twice. They need a field goal and a touchdown. Rivers, son of a coach, talking about playing football.
Obviously, I grew up around the game since I was a young boy and been around the field since a young kid. So I enjoy the game. I love the game. And I like to play with a lot of emotion.
Talk about playing with a lot of emotion. I mean, he's showing a lot of emotion right now. It's not believing it. I think they had the Ravens beaten, and then they lost the game, and then they had to live with it, and they were, Marty Ball, and they were too conservative, and Rivers was managing the game, and then tonight, I mean, they just worked all week, and tonight offensively they just came out and exploded.
And came from behind to do it very infrequently. Does a Bill Cowher coach team not win after leading by 10? San Diego will go with a victory here tonight to 3-1. Denver plays tomorrow night in Denver against Baltimore. KC won today. They're 2-2. and the Raiders are still looking for a win. That's the AFC West.
You know, the San Diego Chargers handled everything Pittsburgh could throw at them defensively, and then offensively the Steelers couldn't run. And then, you know, I mean, a lot of that was Jamal Williams, and then Ben Roethlisberger, I still feel isn't back. I mean, I think, you know, if Rusty's the word, that's what he is.
A little better tonight in spots, but all things considered. There'll be a lot of talk about that. He still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in the 3 games he's played, but Holmes running it back and a penalty on the play. So in Pittsburgh, of course, the story this week was, you know, it's not time to panic yet. Let's see what happens now, especially if Baltimore
Here's
wins
the
tomorrow.
return. Holding. Receiving team number 97. 10-yard penalty. Pittsburgh keeps the ball. First down.
If Baltimore went to 5-0, Pittsburgh would already be 3.5 back. And you know, one thing you can look at for if you're Pittsburgh is, hey, last year they were 7-5. They weren't supposed to get to the playoffs. But you know what? You're not going to win 8 straight games very often like they did.
And at some point you have to get going, and the Steelers haven't gotten going yet.
Right.
Think, you know, there's not going to be a quarterback controversy, though. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger's a quarterback. He's going. I know that, you know, you can say, well, Charlie Batch played and he won the game against Miami and stuff like that. This is their guy, and he's a guy for now, and he's a guy for the future, and he's going to work himself back into being the Ben Roethlisberger of a year ago.
Next week, the Steelers are home facing Kansas City. And Roethlisberger is going to get planted into the turf by Luis Castillo.
Wait, excuse me.
I was just saying, so much made about Jamal Williams, you forget about a guy like Castillo.
Yeah, and Wade Phillips was talking about him the other day, and he said that he has the best balance for a 300-pound guy he's ever seen.
Now Cedric Wilson will make the catch. And it's just a matter of 32 seconds right now. Yeah, well, we talked a lot about Jamal Williams tonight.
They ought to give him a bigger water bottle, though, man. I mean, a man that big played like that shouldn't get a little water bottle.
Oh, I know. Oh, are you thinking about? I know it now. I know what you're thinking now. About the Rock,
That's right. That's my guy. But when you have 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, yeah, there's no rule. Oops.
Yeah, we make up our own rules.
Ball start. Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Mac starts. Yeah, I mean, it's.
No, you can't take it away from Rivers. I mean, you're right. I mean, the way that he played and came out tonight, you know, he has to be one of the guys is what my point is. Not the guy, but one of the guys maybe.
No, I think it's a split tonight.
Okay, good.
One from column A and one from column B.
You remember Greg Minuski, the old linebacker, special teams guy? Well, he's a linebacker coach here for the Chargers, and I saw him before the game, and there's old Minuski right there. And I said to him, you know, how you doing, or what kind of game, what's the game going to be like? And you know, I thought he'd give me something, you know, well, we're going to do this, we're going to blitz, we're going to cover, we're going to, cover 2 and all that. He goes, we're going to kill him. And then that was it. That was all he said.
What did you expect from a Colgate guy? It's like our director, Drew Esikoff. We're going to kill him.
But he didn't give me any hows or anything.
And Roethlisberger is going to throw, and that's going to write a very inglorious end to Ben's night and the Steelers' night. And the San Diego Chargers, on a night when the baseball season ends in San Diego, will send this throng of more than 67,000 home well, at least some of them, because I must say at the beginning of the game, looking at this stadium and looking at terrible towels, and there must have been 25,000 of them.
Right, and not only terrible towels, but Steeler jerseys. And as I look down in front of me here, I can still see them, and across the way I can still see them. Tonight was San Diego's night. I mean, like I said, they lived with some criticism last week, the whole week, but they came out tonight and answered it.
Rivers will kneel down and So the Chargers are 3-1. Only that lost to Baltimore last week. And, of course, Phil Cowher, to cut his coaching eye teeth under Schottenheimer, congratulating his one-time mentor.
So the Steelers shut down LaDainian Tomlinson, but it doesn't make a bit of difference. They still come up with a loss, and the Chargers stop a 5-game losing streak at the hands of the Steelers. Phillip Rivers, big game, and San Diego wins it 23-13. For our entire ESPN crew, I'm Mark Brown. So long for now. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. The final score from San Diego, the Chargers beat the Steelers 23-13. Out to the Browns and the Panthers. Charlie Fry for Cleveland throws out wide. Dennis Norcutt can't hold on. Bounces right in the hands of rookie Richard Marshall. 30 yards later, it's a touchdown. Panthers win it 20-12. Bills and the Bears. Rex Grossman looking for Rasheed Davis. Big day for Grossman and the Bears. They win it 40-7. How about the Rams and the Packers? Mark Bolger waiting, firing and hitting for the touchdown. Rams go and win this one after the pass to Kevin Curtis, 23-20. Titans and the Colts, first quarter scoreless. Vince Young on the quarterback keeper goes 19 yards for the touchdown, but the Colts win this one 14-13. Now to the Bucs and the Saints. Reggie Bush looking to return a punt in the fourth quarter. Bush got a little bit of a bubble here to get things going around the right side. Could this be the first ever NFL touchdown for Reggie Bush? Untouched, 65 yards for the score. There was a penalty on the play, but it was on the Bucs. So the first NFL touchdown for Bush, and it is in a Saints 24-21 victory. Dolphins and the Patriots. Patriots on the one. Tom Brady in a little rollout. Looking for Heath Evans. Got the score. Patriots win this one 20-10. Giants and the Redskins renewing their rivalry. Eli Manning in the red zone. Looking for Plexico. Burris high for the score. Giants win this one without any trouble. Defense doing the job. 19-3. Lions and Vikings. Vikings were down 14 to start the fourth quarter, but they had taken the lead at 19-17. John Kitna under some pressure here. Horrible pass. Picked off by E.J. Henderson. Goes 45 the other way. Pick six. Vikings win 26-17. While T.O. was returning to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles when the Cowboys were there. But T.O. didn't have a whole lot to do with this one. There's another look at E.J. Henderson. This one was about Donovan McNabb and the flea flicker looking for Reggie Brown. Score tied at 24-all, not anymore. That broke the tie. Philadelphia added a pick return for a touchdown and win 38-24. Chiefs and the Cardinals, fourth quarter tied at 20. Damon Heward going to set up the screen pass for Larry Johnson. Busts a tackle, beats three defenders to the corner, is off to the races, 78 yards and all, but watch the end of the play. Antoine Roll fights off a block and rips Johnson down by the face mask. It was the only thing he could grab. Johnson left the game and did not return, but this play did lead to what turned out to be the game-winning field goal by Lawrence Tynes. A neck strain is what they were saying about that injury. Raiders and 49ers. On the rollout, Smith finds Maurice Hicks, turns a short little swing pass into a touchdown. 49ers won this one by a score of 34-20. Now the Jets and Jaguars. Oh, man, this one was one-sided off play action. Byron Leftwich looking for George Wrightster. Put the Jags up 28-0. They won 41-0 over the